Sophomore Tea, man. It's great to be back, man. Before we go on, man, shout out to Kate, shout out to our media team, shout out to my mom, dad, and most importantly, shout out all you guys. We couldn't do this without you guys. We really want to come up here and make Central a better place, a better community, and it really starts with all you guys. So thank you for all your support. We're going to keep going strong. Unfortunately, Cal, as you can see, he's not here. He's on doing his big boy thing. So we'll miss you, Cal, but the show must go on. So yeah, this episode is sophomore year valid. Fact or cap? Oh man, I can't believe I just said that. All right. Oh God, I blame Kate for that. I was not gonna say that, but I was like, all right, I want her to feel good.
No, it was gonna eat though.
All right, cool. So when we first started this podcast, Kate came to me and it was about sophomore retention. You know, we want sophomores to feel more engaged. You know, that can be a really tough year for them, so we want them to feel like it isn't the end of the world. And it's great to say this, but I think you might be our first sophomore we've ever had on here, which is super nice. You know, we've had a bunch of departments, we've had a bunch of older people on here, but it's nice to get a student's view of it because, you know, I'm not gonna tell you a whole story. Introduce yourself, tell them what you do, where you from, you know, rep your set, whatever you want to do.
All right, so my name is Alexis. I'm going into my third year this year. I am from Windsor, Connecticut. I'm an elementary ed major. I'm a proud two-time OL. I'm a CCSU camp counselor for FYE. And I'm a new RA this year, so that's exciting.
Yeah. Well, what are you in?
I'm in James.
James is nice. Cool. So, man, we're glad to have you on here. I know you've been asking to get on here for a minute, so.
It's okay.
But no, we're glad you're here, man. So, you just finished your sophomore year. How was it?
Sophomore year was crazy. I think that coming back into it once again, fall semester was definitely like, oh wait, whoa, how do I do this again? But just to get the hang back of it and just to be a sophomore is cool. Like you've already had a whole year that's out of the way and you know what to expect now. So fall was hard.
How would you compare it to like your freshman year? What were the major differences? Because I know once I got to college, it was completely different compared to high school and then sophomore year. So how would you compare those 2 years?
Completely different.
Yeah, I feel you.
At least for me, I was a late decision coming into freshman year, so I was already a little lost.
What's that mean? I'm sorry.
Like I just got accepted like August, like
Okay.
the last orientation. Like my mind wasn't really fully like, all right, college, like I'm ready to do this. Like I was confused. Like I'm coming out of high school, I didn't really know what was going on. It was hard. I had some classes that I dropped out of freshman year and I just didn't know how to go about it. But after freshman year, I always told myself that this is my second chance. High school was hard after COVID. It's always the excuse. It's always like COVID is the root of this. But coming out of freshman year, I was like, okay, that was a blip. Not gonna take it personal. We're gonna do it all over again and actually make it count this time. And I'm proud that I turned everything that I learned freshman year like completely around. Sophomore year was fun. I learned a lot about myself, but comparing the two, completely different ballgames.
A little bit off topic. You mentioned the late decision thing. I just had a conversation with my boy the other day about it. I really feel like when I graduated high school, I was not prepared for nothing. I was just about to cuss. I'm glad I stopped myself. I don't know if I can cuss. I haven't cussed yet on the show. I don't think I will yet, but we'll see. After this episode, I'll ask. But I really feel like I wasn't prepared for all, and not at all. And I was like, high school in general did not prepare me. If anything, it got me unready for it because they're like, oh, they gonna crack down on you and stuff like that. Like I don't think they really emphasize on how much like, nah, this is all on you. You know, you choose to show up to class. You choose if you want to go out and party and things like that. So I really felt like I was super unprepared, and I don't know if that had to do with your late decision or maybe you just got accepted.
100%. Well, for me, I was just kind of battling do I go to community or do I go to university? Because I'm like, okay, what would be smarter money-wise, financially?
I really wish I would have went to community college. Like it really wasn't that bad. Like I love Central. I'm not gonna complain about my sophomore and freshman year. I thought it was fine, but just like on a financial standpoint, like I'm not loaded. Like I really wish I would have went and took those core classes back at a community college.
100%. Like gen eds, I still feel like I wish I would have done that. But it was hard. I was lost. I was confused. And my parents were like, you know what? we'll give you a shot at university, but if you blow it, then you blow it. Like, we're not gonna pay for this anymore.
Yeah, no, I really wish, and my friend was also talking about this too. They gave you, I really wish they gave you like other options. I mean, it's crazy we're even talking about like stuff like that on this show. Besides college, I know college was for me. You know, like the people I've met, the experiences I've had, the road that is paved for me is great. But sometimes I feel like they kind of push away everything else. But that's a whole nother story for a whole nother show, a whole nother day. But what would you say were habits that you had, you know, coming into your sophomore year, throughout your sophomore year, that they could be good habits that you had, bad habits, and are you going to take some of that stuff into your next year?
A really good habit I had, it's just a little studying trick that I have. I get easily distracted. I can't focus, like the hour and an hour and 30-minute class break. I can't.
Dude, and I have 3-hour ones. It's so bad.
I can't.
I have this one from 7:20 to I think like 7:20 to like 9 something. It's,
no.
It's so bad.
It's hard to sit and it's hard to just actively listen for an hour and 30 minutes. So I have this cool thing. This is what being online is fun for. But I go and I search up white noise. And it's a white noise, and it's a girl studying. And she's studying for about 20 minutes.
It's the girl with the cat on the window?
So you see
I thought that's the lo-fi. Is that not lo-fi?
No.
I'm pretty sure that's lo-fi beats.
It's not.
That's not lo-fi beats?
No, it isn't.
Do you know what lo-fi beats are, though?
Like the ones that's like, oots, oots, oots.
No, that's like dubstep. No,
Okay.
But you never heard of lo-fi beats? No?
No.
All right, I'm going to show you after this.
Well,
but but I know what you're talking about. They must have multiple channels, because there is something I look up. Lo-fi beats. I do the same thing you do, but it's called lo-fi beats. They're kind of like...
I tried it. It didn't work.
Yeah, nah, I feel you. I just can't listen to regular music because I start like singing along. I'll do like instrumentals or like old R&B, like 2000s, but like I can't know the song because then I'll sing along.
But then I'm singing, and that's my problem.
Yeah.
So for me, I need at least some type of noise. But I did try the lo-fi, and I was like, no, it's not eating. So the white noise is just actual noise, and then it's a 20-minute timer, and then you get a 5-minute break. Oh, it's the best thing in the world. That honestly helped me just stay on track. When I'm in my moods and I'm like,
you said 20-minute timer?
20 minutes.
Yeah, I've done that. I did that like one study session. It's just when I get to that 5 minutes, I'll milk that 5 minutes. Like I'll get to the 5 minutes and I'll be on a video. I'm like, I bet I'll finish this video first. And then, but I mean, I'm trying to think of what study methods I use. I just kind of tug it out. I don't even know. I really like, as bad as it is, like I feel like I do my best work when I'm under pressure. Like I'll study tiny bits like up into a test. And then like the day before, like I'll just go ham. Like
that's what I'm saying.
I'm talking 4 hours type stuff, and it works for me. But I know that's definitely not something that that everybody should be like using all the time. So cool. You finished your sophomore year. What was probably the biggest lesson that you learned through your sophomore year? And it's kind of the same thing as the last question, but instead of habits, it's a lesson that you learned. And how are you gonna apply that, you know, to your next year or forever?
Honestly, for a long time, I thought it was time management, and you got to plan this and plan that. I guess it got kind of tie into it in a way, but my priorities, man.
Nah, I feel you. The same way. Like I've gotten a little bit better at it.
Right.
But yeah, time management is just so like underrated. Like every single day, like I need my day to be planned out, or else I'm gonna be dilly-dallying on my phone and things like that.
And that's okay. Like I feel like that's the best way. But even when I'm like, okay, at this time and at this time I'm gonna do this, and then I just get distracted along the way. My priorities definitely is something I had to learn. Like, okay, college is fun, your friends are fun, dinner is fun, but at the end of the day, that I'm still here. I still have a degree. I still have this many classes I need to take. I think that for a lot of the sophomores that are coming back into college, that you already went through your first freshman year, you need to see that, like, what are your priorities coming into college? What is something that you're gonna stay stuck on the whole entire year, whether it just be a semester?
I feel you. My dad tells me all the time, sometimes you just gotta sacrifice that, you know, that night going out. Sometimes you just gotta stay in it and do what you gotta do, man. And even now, like, I'm working and I'm like, at work, like I'm not working the entire time. I'll dilly-dally. I'll go mess around with some of my boys, and I'm like, and then I get that done, and I'm like, damn, I got work to do. What I do personally, I did the whole like plan out my schedule thing, and that can work. But instead of planning exact times of when I'm gonna do something. Like say I'm like, oh, I'm gonna play video games from this time to this time. What happened was sometimes I would need more time, and then I'm like, damn, do I stay here or do I go on? So what I do instead of giving myself times like that, I will, how do I even word this? I will give myself durations, meaning
That's
like,
valid, yeah.
meaning like, okay, I'm not gonna study from 2 to 4, but I'm gonna make sure I study for 2 hours.
Yes,
Yeah.
that ease.
And then it gives me kind of room to kind of play around with it. And then, and usually that works out pretty well for me. And then I'll also be like, oh, I want this amount for like free time. And if I need to, instead of having to cut studying short, you can kind of just adjust how much free time you get. I don't know. It's in reality, it's kind of the same thing, but in my mind, it's just like, I really feel like I'm not giving myself deadlines. That's what screws me up the most, having deadlines and feeling like I have to finish this by then. But yeah, honestly, I just came up, like that's what I do naturally, but like I just did it unconsciously, and I like just now as we're talking, I just figured out that I do that.
Do you know what they say in classes? The professors be like, "Oh, you need 9 hours in this class." I'm like, "What are you talking about?
That's so.
Like, what do you mean 9 hours to study?" But I came across a friend, and she was like,
I'm sorry, I never listened to stuff like that.
I mean, but like, that's what I'm saying. I'm about to go to that point, right?
Yeah.
I'm hearing it, and I'm like, 9 hours, that's crazy. And then I came across this friend, and she was like, 2 hours in the morning, 2 hours in the afternoon, 2 hours in the evening. And then you keep doing it. And
wait, run that back?
So 2 hours like studying.
And okay.
In the morning, 2 hours in the afternoon,
morning?
2 hours in the evening, like just studying whatever you're studying for that topic.
Okay.
And I feel like what you were saying about like, oh, I'm not gonna study from 9 a.m. to like 3 p.m. But if you make it I'm gonna study for 2 hours for each topic, now you're not.
What's your like prime like study time?
Ooh.
I try studying in the morning. The only time I could study in the morning is like day of tests. Like I'll like study the night before, and then like the morning of a test I'll like review. But like just the thought of like studying before like 12 is ridiculous.
It is, and that's why I'm trying to like incorporate it now. But like when it comes, I'm just like you. Like I really am somebody that works under pressure. Like to have a set time of when I study, that's not me. So usually when it comes to studying, I'd be like 10 p.m. at night to like 2 a.m. in the morning. Then I'm going to sleep for like 4 hours. I'm waking back up. 8 a.m. in the morning, reviewing.
How you do with sleep? Like you get like 7, 8, or you feel like you could function under 5?
During the semester, the school year, this is what I'm trying to fix.
Yeah.
It's like 6 hours.
Which isn't terrible. I've heard a lot worse.
Maybe 4.
Okay, then we're really like messing up there.
Yeah.
I try to like minimum at least like 7. I really, because I hate feeling groggy, and even with 7, like I still feel like super groggy in the morning. I try to get 7. The way my work schedule is, I can't even like imagine how I'm gonna do it in the fall. My shift starts at like 7. So I would wake up at 6, but then like as I was waking up at 6, I was like, I feel like I didn't have enough time to get ready, eat, get dressed, and go to work. So I started waking up at like 5:30, and it's like, with doing that, I had to adjust my sleep schedule. And I'm such a night owl. Like I feel like I'm up and I gotta do stuff at night. So
yes. It really change your whole life around.
I don't know how you feel about melatonin. Do you like melatonin?
What's that thing called, the ashwagandha?
Ashwagandha, yeah.
I need that.
I've taken ashwagandha. It's cool, I guess.
Does it make you like calm and tranquil?
Yeah, it does, supposed to. It's kind of like a case by case thing. Like I took it for a little bit. I took it for other reasons. That's not just for calmness. Like I'm big into the gym stuff now, but like when I was prime into it, dudes were like taking ashwagandha because like the extra test or something it was giving you. I don't know, but I took it and it was cool. I mean, it's worth a try, I guess. I'm a big addict for like melatonin. I love melatonin. Like I said, I'm a big night owl, so melatonin knocked me out. And I never grew like a tolerance to it either. Like I take my 2 gummies a night and I'm out like a light. So I don't know if you've ever taken it. Have you ever had it before?
So no, I haven't. But it really just like not like, how long does it take you to just like?
After? I take it like 30 minutes before I go to sleep.
Wow.
And like by like 20, I'm like, I'm super groggy. Like I gotta be in bed. But the thing with it, it's like, if you're gonna take it, you need to get like that little 4 hours that you're talking about. It's not gonna cut it. Like I'd even like push it to 10. Like I'd take it at like 9, and yeah, it sounds like I'm exaggerating a little bit, but you need like.
You might be onto something, because when you're like, I want to go to sleep, and now you're on TikTok until 4 a.m.
Yeah, I mean, we got a little bit off topic, but like it still kind of relates to that. I know, especially as a college student, like I'm always up late. You know, you walk into your hall, like there's people like, I mean, we'll touch on that, but like. But no, like as a college student, like you just feel like you gotta be up, you know, stuff going on, especially with like apps like
Right.
TikTok now, like it's so hard to even do stuff like that. And what something I wanted to touch on was like social life in college, and how that can affect you. How do you think, or how well, I know you did the OL stuff now, how do you think balancing social life and school life was for you? Was it tough? Was it difficult? Or was it just like a breeze for you?
Honestly, it was all.
And work too. I would say work as well.
Oh my gosh, yes. So another thing that I left out is I work at an after-school program.
Yeah.
And I'm working with kids.
Yeah.
For like 4 hours. And then I've already gone to school. So I'm going to school, then I'm going to go work with kids. And then I'm coming home as a commuter. I'm driving like 30 minutes away.
Yeah.
And I want to eat dinner, and I want to talk to my friends, and I want to talk to my partner. And it's hard, because now that I'm like, okay, those 3 pages that I have to write.
Yeah.
I don't feel like we need to do that right now.
Yeah.
It is definitely hard balancing that, but I think that sophomore year I found my group. I found my friends, and it honestly came from orientation.
Yeah.
But I have FOMO. I don't know. Do we know what FOMO means?
Yeah and no. Like I'll see things about it. Just explain it for the people that don't know.
It's fear of missing out. So I have FOMO, like bad, real bad. And
yeah, I do got that. I didn't know what that's what that meant. I do have that.
I feel like we all do.
Yeah, but like, I'm trying to think. Like I have FOMO, but like, nah, I'm thinking about it crazy. I think I got FOMO.
You might have FOMO,
like,
and that's fine. That's fine.
I have FOMO?
You might.
No, so FOMO, you said it's fear of
missing out.
So I feel like I was about to say the exact same thing. I was going to say, I feel like I'm missing out on something, but I was like, yeah. That was all right. But yeah, no, I feel what you're saying. And yeah, I'm so glad you told me that, because like, I feel that all the time.
Know.
I'm going to use that all the time. Yeah, no, I feel
use it all the time. It's so
I
funny.
feel like that all the time. Not a combination with that, fear of missing out. I feel like I struggle with if I'm doing what I want. Meaning
Yes.
like I'm in engineering and I'm going with it, and it looks good, but like 5, 10 years from now, like sometimes I question, like, is this what I want to do? Is this the life that I want? And I see people like freaking streaming and stuff and YouTubing, and I'm like, damn, I would like to do that. But like, yeah, so I would say like I got a mix of like those two mixed together.
Right.
All right, cool. No, that's all good. We can move on from there though. Yeah, the issue with that is I can go on for like ever, and it got dark there for a second. But let's bring it up.
Okay.
Your perspective. After sophomore year, what is your perspective on college as a whole, and has it changed since you started?
I think that I'm going into my 3rd year. I'm like, all right, what are we doing? Like, we had fun.
Yeah.
We locked in. Now I'm like, ooh, junior year. I feel like even in high school and even in college, junior year, we all know what junior year is like. This is when you're like, okay, we're going for the hard ride. So senior year can be easy. Is that relatable? Because I know that you're a senior now. So was junior year your hardest?
Was junior year my hardest year? Like in terms of like class-wise, like how hard were my classes?
Honestly, in terms of everything, like academics and like balancing.
So I would say junior year is probably my hardest. It was and it wasn't. I say it was because I was doing the most. I was working I was a server at the time. I was doing school. I became an RA. I was working 2 jobs. I was doing the RA thing, and I was doing serving, and then I also got an abundance of friends. So that probably was the the most stuff I had to do, but I also had, you know, you're about to be an RA, so you're gonna see how wonderful it is. I had a great support group, like my resident directors, my other RAs, my friends. I really like got to surround my people who had like good goals and like mindsets as me, so they kind of just helped me through it. So that made it a lot easier. I'd say like my sophomore year, it was probably my roughest because I didn't have that. I didn't. This was like when I was a sophomore and freshman. This was like COVID was like a bigger thing. So like a lot of it was just quarantine. So it was a lot tougher to like get through things like that. But I'd say that's one of the biggest things about college that I would stress, like go and meet people and get a good support group. Cause when ish hits the fan, like you're gonna be looking for those people to help you pick you back up.
That's exactly what I mean.
Yeah. Like, man, I'm gonna get emotional talking about it. Nah, let me.
Tito.
No. But yeah, no.
But I feel like when I went through my whole sophomore year and I experienced the same exact things that you were going through, now I know, like, okay, this is time to buckle down. And my head view and my mindset now is just like, okay, we had 2 years out of the way.
Yeah.
We're gonna dominate this year.
Yeah.
Like, we're gonna get our priorities straight. We're gonna get into a club. Like, now that I'm living on campus, so many more opportunities for me I'm really excited about.
Yeah.
But
how did you feel about commuting? Was it like
commuting?
Yeah. I did it too. I have my opinions on it, but I'll let you go first and then I'll say mine.
I feel like I'm getting the best of both worlds now. Like, I commuted for 2 years. Like, most people who are living on campus, maybe they commuted for 1 year, but to commute for 2 years, I got tired.
Yeah, no, it was bad. I had an 8 a.m. too when I was commuting.
Yes, it was bad, especially, I live in Windsor, so that's like a 30-minute drive, so I'm really driving an hour every day.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's like you lose motivation some days, and you're like, okay. I think it's different when you're on campus and you know your class is 10 steps away, but when you're in 10 different towns away, you're just like, I don't want to go to class today.
Yeah, I feel you. What would you give advice to people? I know a lot of times on the show, we kind of gear towards more of like, I know sophomores, but a lot of people who live on campus, but as, you know, someone who commuted, what would you say of someone who's commuting and doing stuff like that?
I would say keep trying, and if you are at the point where you're tired of commuting, do what I did. Like, I made it so I became an OL and I expanded my network so I could be an RA. That was always the goal. So, and when you are getting into jobs and when you are getting involved on campus, you still want to look around for faculty and you still want to make connections, because those connections got me to live on campus, and now I'm going to make more.
Yeah. Look, I'm telling you, this time flies, dude. We're almost done. But yeah, like I almost forgot about this thing I was gonna do. So yeah. Basically, what I do at the end of the show, I wish I would have explained it earlier. We just do a random game and just kind of I shoot out things, and the point of it is to kind of just let your natural thoughts just shoot out whatever comes to your mind. I mean, you know how to play Connect 4, right?
Right.
If we didn't, we were not playing this. But yeah, no. You just finished sophomore year. What would you do differently?
One thing I would do differently.
Wait, I say you can go first.
Well, I'm going to go first.
Oh, okay. I was just second. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, where?
I was like, why is it so far away from me? One thing I would do differently.
Yeah.
When it comes to registering for classes, I honestly do feel like that kind of set me up for failure in a way.
What you mean?
Because you know how you have the timeline?
Yeah, I feel like I know where you're going, but I'm gonna let you go because I have my opinion on it too. But keep going.
I just was I'm gonna do this then, and I set myself up for classes that I still could pass.
Oh, you took too long.
Exactly, I just took too long, and I think that not being in the classes that I really needed to be in and focusing on like maybe my subject matter or just kind of getting the short end of the stick, that kind of messed me up in the long run. Yeah. Now I'm like, I gotta do summer classes, I gotta do a winter class. Like, be on top of almost everyththing you need to get done in college is what I want to take for this year.
Yeah, actually, I kind of want to turn this at an angle so they can kind of see. Whichever camera. All right, word. So are you big on your like degree eval, or do you kind of just let your advisor take control?
I got on it like this year.
I've been waiting for you to go.
Oh, okay.
Yo, I was about to flip out, man.
I got on that this year.
Okay.
Because I was always like, tell me what I need to take for the next semester.
Yeah. Dude, it took me so. Honestly, I don't really think I got it onto mine until like, I'm a super senior now. I'm like, oh gosh.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, stop it. My degree is long.
Nah, yeah, you straight.
Yeah, nah, I really felt like I wish I would have. Dang, I've never been on the receiving. Like we play games on here, and like I usually, but like I want to win. I'm very competitive.
You never met somebody who's gonna be.
Yeah, right. 4 turns it. Yeah, I really wish I would have went and figured out what that was before, cause my advisor, he's cool and all, but I really feel like I could have took a bigger. I basically just threw my entire future onto this dude, and like, cool, thanks for doing that, but like, I really wish I would have went and read it,
right?
So I can have some kind of idea of what I want to do. And it wasn't even my fault. I mean, it is partially my fault, but my biggest reason for it was like, bro, I didn't even know what it was. Did you know what it was when you came in, or am I just?
I did.
Because
I paid attention to my orientation. I did.
I didn't get an orientation. Oh, I did, but mine was online. What are like logging into a Zoom for orientation?
I did.
I was like, no, okay, well.
But I got it after freshman year. Like, I didn't know.
Then that's something I didn't even know, like how important orientation is, because I never went to my orientation. I've only seen it from the outside, and it just looks like a bunch of people just jumping around all the time. So I didn't know there was actual like structure behind it. But no, that's dope. Yeah, no, I really wish I'd gotten into it, because, dude, I was reading it like a month ago, and I was like, I took poetry 2. I got to poetry 2, and I'm like, bro, I'm an engineer. Why am I in poetry? Am I about to lose? Dude!
Certified, yeah, I forgot you distracted.
Dude. Usually these go on after we're done shooting too, but like I was so locked in on what I feel like I was taking advantage of.
I'm not gonna lie, I low-key cheated when you were talking.
Wait, what do you mean cheated?
I did. I'm not.
What? Bro. All right.
No, but the degree Val, I'm really glad you brought that up, because that's something that we stress in orientation. I've taught so many of my students about it, because when you're coming into like your freshman year, or even coming back as a sophomore, you're still heavily relying on your advisor.
Yeah.
And as much as you should do it, I still feel like you need to get the own hang of what you want to take, what you need to take, and understand it yourself.
Yeah. I just want to make sure I hit every single thing I want to talk about, man. We were spitting this episode. We were really spitting.
What can I say?
Dude, that's like the one position that I hate in this game, because they really screwed me up for the rest of the game. Crap. I really just want to bang out this game, you know. We're coming out into our last couple minutes. Tell the people whatever you want. This is your chance to give your advice for those coming in, those sophomores who may not be ready for, or not even just them, any year, who just feel like they're out of it. You know, what's your advice to them?
Oh, I fell out of it a lot. I think I did fall out of it a lot my sophomore year too, because I just lost motivation. Like, motivation isn't really a constant. Like, you have it and then you lose it. Remember why you're here. It's cliche, it's basic, but like I said before, I told myself that this is your second chance at literally whatever you want it to be. You want to prove your advisor wrong, your parents wrong, your friends wrong. Do it and do it for yourself. Like, at the end of the day, you want to make yourself proud. So have yourself as like the motivation and keep pushing through. Sophomore year is fun. Please get involved. Getting involved is like the reason why I'm sitting here right now. Like, I didn't even know, Amari, if I kept sleeping in my car, if I didn't go apply to be an OL, apply to be an RA, a camp counselor. Get involved, because that's what makes sophomore year and any year on campus way easier. And make friends. Oh,
yeah, you went crazy there. You snapped. Cool. Man, we are near the end of our show, man. Thank you guys for coming in and listening in. Thank you again, Alexis, for coming in. You were super dope. Yeah, that was episode 1 of season 2. Many more to come. Thank you all for tuning in. We'll see you here again soon. Bye.
Roll dance.
Yeah, get her too. Bye. The camera, please. Oh, actually, they might not. I don't know how it works. Bye.